Why would you go through what's the meaning? Engineer to be the chair. I'm sure these are good people for my everything. Just don't go to near any party in the washer. There are some things I don't want to do. There is a very easy.
Yeah, hi. Chait, how are you?
Hello, sir.
How are you? How
I'm
do you
fine,
do?
sir.
Well done, well
I'm
done.
fine.
So,
Good afternoon.
good. You are just there on points.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well done. So I'm trying to see. So the time is just up now. We'll just get started, and we will actually not have to waste any time. You are a major player on the project. I also have Habibulai. I think.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Okay.
Habibulai is also joining me from Lagos. Okay, you said, what state are you from, Habibulai?
I'm in Lagos, sir.
Okay, but what state are you from?
Well, I'm from Kwara State, sir.
Kwara State, no problem. Because you help us take this news to Kwara State. We need prominent people to support this program from there. So,
Okay, sir.
so permit me to just get started so that we won't have to waste too much time. We won't have to waste too much time so that we can just be off that hook.
Okay.
So I'll share my screen and get started. I will expect the developer of the AI labs to also join in. He is to share part of the platform presentation while I just talk generally.
Okay.
The program. Okay. Look, some of our other African friends were having timing issue, but whatever happens, we'll be able to share the meeting with anybody who may have missed or may not catch us on time. We expect someone from the Gambia, from Ghana, I think Sierra Leone, and they are also major players here. All right, let me just try share my screen. Please do let me know when you can see this.
Yes.
We can see that you're sharing your screen. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much. So please, I welcome you once again. Today, I want to have an information. We actually want to have a familiarity with the project we call the AI Labs. The Innovationbed Africa AI Labs are a set of virtual educational platform that we hope to take to every tertiary institutions across Africa. We have done a pilot within Nigeria for some time, and obviously most of our projects in the Programmers Foundation are not about Nigeria, they are all African projects. So I will give you a rundown of this, how this project will work. I'll not be that in detail because they also expect another arm of this talk today to be run by the developer who should be joining us now. And I must say that the AI labs are things that we are trying to see how we can impact on undergraduates that are currently in any course of study. And we're trying to see how we can assist them in transforming their careers so that while they are in school, they can easily be able to identify more with the content of their various courses and be able to begin to create digital services and digital products using the content of these courses, so that it is not just that they are graduating and they are holding a degree in paper form, but they are already having ideas of what to do with the courses for which they've gone to the university for 4, 3, 5 years to go and do as they are stepping out. So we're supposed to create an impact on lives of people, and we're trying to go to these without having to pass any costs to the beneficiaries. As such, we will be running this program from a promoter led project, a kind of framework. Promoter-led framework in the sense that, let me just go through as an introduction, the program has regions, because we are looking at different regions. We'll be working with different regions in the course of these programs. We'll be working with different eminent sponsors, for which these eminent sponsors will have a landing page for which they can use to project, to share in their network on their proposals of what they are doing to assisting these young people in school. These eminent sponsors can be anyone, can be you, who want to assist these young people in school, either in your state of origin or across a particular interest group and things like that. So it's actually a program where anybody in government who has enough and is an affluence, is actually well-to-do, may want to, maybe looking for ways to give back to the society, may want to own a landing page for this program. It's actually a philanthropy that they may want to do to assist these young ones. And all this will be grateful, because we are going to document their request to get sponsorship from them based on whatever they may have contributed to the lab and the overall. So, and these records will be available on their landing pages going forward. So each student will have the opportunity to have his own profile. And this profile will be in the long term, be offering so many things, because we hope to engage the students that are on these programs more than just for the courses they are here to do, and they'll be there even for the long term, to even plan them for the future of their higher degrees, as the case may be. This platform will also support workforce. So each workforce beneficiary would also be able to have a profile. It could be from the ministry. And then whatever it is that you do in your ministry, in your place of work, you may want to know what artificial intelligence advancements, this global advancements in AI can do to you. And there are programs that will be used to offset and engage these people virtually, that will be able to see them through, how they can actually even transform and kind of move higher heights in whatever it is they do. Then the platform will also be able to have a store of digital services and products that beneficiaries are able to create. We should be able to now open like a superstore that these services can be available for anybody all over the world to be able to patronize in the course of their program, or maybe after their programs. And of course, we also have the body of the facilitators and mentors on the Innovationbed AI labs. Now, from the region's perspective, we've seen that we're going to have AI labs, which is the general Innovationbed Africa AI labs, which is the central and global and continental. And each of these hubs and labs will be dropped in these countries for now: the Zambia, Cameroon, Morocco, Ghana. Then we have the Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. And of course, as many others that will join from time and the course of this program. And the whole essence, sorry, I'll share the video later on so that we don't, I'll share the video much later on so that we'll be able to understand better, right? So that you look at the central thing here is to actually intervene in the education of students in tertiary institutions, and it does not matter what course of discipline that anybody is engaged in. And that is the central content there. And that's it. Here we are to share that we're interested in these courses, and as many as are available. In Nigeria, We have provided data for all the courses of discipline. We have also provided data for all the tertiary institutions. We have a database of all of these, and the application will be easy for anybody who logs on to get associated from where he schools, where his school is, whether he's a graduate of the school, whether he's a student of the school. He will be able to set himself up and have a formal and official profile based on the course of study of that student. Now, for the promoters, these are philanthropists who will be able to see going this with us. Like a statement here says by Winston Churchill that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So if you can actually remember these younger ones back in school, or they perhaps just graduated and they have these ideas and we try to see what we can do to assist them, this is the whole essence of you being a part of this program, to allow us reach out to them and be able to give them what we have. And please, this is a not-profit and not non-governmental initiative of Programmers Foundation, and we're trying to see how we can leave it at that, and not that we want to make a kill in profit making, but the little that any sponsor has put together, the students should be able to go to his profile, be able to register for a course. Either he can pay directly or he can request a grant from the funding from our sponsors, which we are looking for them. Examples of sponsorship and landing pages is something like this I must share. Like, for instance, we have this program for the Gambia, where, for instance, we're still in talking stage, and as well as we have this other from Nigeria. This is also a prominent person, a former head of IT at the former head of IT in Sterling Bank, Mr. Chigozie Ayaso. We also have my friend here, Alhaji Mamadi Kurang from the Gambia. He's been into politics, and you realize that sometimes you may be aspiring for politics and you actually have well enough, and you think you can do one or two things to help the citizenry, and of course that can help your political career, and this is why some of these programs may be put in place to support their vision. So we have like somebody here who is planning to at least impact about 1,250 Gambian youths on AI/ML by December 2025. And so on and so forth. And of course, his landing page will be able to reflect all that. And of course, we'll be able to showcase all the beneficiaries from the Gambia that are engaging and enjoying this program through Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. And he has already given us, an IT person that is associated to this program to work directly with us on this project already. And I'm sure he should be in any moment from the Gambia. Then Chigozie Ayaso too has been an old player in our process and programs, and we're just looking at a targeting of 500, and that is also still being in talks. And this is actually how we're going to go, that we look at promoters to be able to take their pages on the program. So as it is, you realize that in no specific order, this is the general idea of what the AI Labs is going to go and how we hope to fund what we're going to do. So you realize that the eminent sponsors, or rather, the eminent sponsors are a very crucial set of people that we must start with, and that is why we have begun, to begin to do this. We have Mujahid here, and it's also, I'm sure he can even do far more than what Mujahid or Ayaso is trying to do here. And I'll be very willing and happy to work with you in this direction. So I think at this point, I may want to just listen to Mujahid while I also try to contact Mr. Roland while he is not in yet. That's the developer of the project.
Thank you for entrusting me with this task. And I think this is something that fits very well with my vision of creating impact for Africa. And from Nigeria, and specifically from Kano, there are many opportunities that I'm currently exploring right now. And surely I shall be able to bring something very good to the table. This idea of impacting people and in order to become better versions of themselves has always been something something in my vision, and I'm very happy to actually participate in this. And I'm sure I'll bring something really good. I'll be bringing feedbacks frequently. With the current things that I'm discussing with some government stakeholders and also some non-governmental organizations that have strong ties with the government, I'm very positive that good things will show, and I'll be happy to share them with you. And I'll also share my target. I think I can do a lot of numbers as well. Yes, so I'll be definitely in touch to provide this feedback. You're on mute, sir. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, what's the name of that, your corporate, your organization?
Actually, I'm in talks with the Chamber of Commerce, and there is a program that they might run that is linked from the World Bank and also the Chamber of Commerce. Actually, I started talking with the Director General of the Chamber of Commerce about that opportunity. And I'm still reviewing the documents sent to me, but it's it's very much related to skill acquisition for about 400,000 Nigerian youths. So I'm still digging into that. As at the moment, I do not fully understand it. I have to go through all the materials and then get back to the DJ as soon as possible.
So I'm sure by now you should know that it's actually, I'm sure I know how you came about. You just didn't get to know me or me knowing you out of the blues. I mean, you can imagine what brought us together in the person of Alhaji Yusuf Modibo. He knows I paid my dues and sincerely really want serious-minded. This meeting will obviously not be about too many human beings, but sincerely, this is a business discussion, and this is the process of its takeoff. And that is why, because we can't remain in the lab, we have to be out in the lab, working in the lab, and doing what we need to do. And as you can see, you realize that whether there's a government or no government, government will even identify with what we are doing, and they will be the one to queue to do what we are saying. And this I'm very happy with. And let me listen to Abibulai. How are you? What do you think about this project? Oh, this is my new friend. I just found him on LinkedIn, and I don't know, it became a son. Please, Habib, how are you? How do you see the project?
I'm very fine. I'm very fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of the program once again. I look forward to contributing positively. As the entire concept of giving people a chance, giving students especially a chance to incorporate artificial intelligence and machine learning into their fields of study is something that I wish I had when I was in the university, because we saw, as students, among ourselves, we saw many ways in which technology, artificial intelligence could have contributed to what we were doing. And even some of our lecturers saw it. Some of them pushed us. In fact, my level advisor and my project supervisor, they made sure my final year project had to do with machine learning. So I used machine learning for my final year project. So it's something which I believe even institutions are going to be ready to be part of this program.
Very well, very well.
They are also seeing the future. They are seeing the future, and they know that they know that is where the future is going.
You're very correct.
So I believe this is a step in the right direction, sir.
You're actually very correct. Okay, Mr. Udotong Emmanuel just joined us. He's my co-industry leader, and he's also been a part of this ecosystem for a very long time. Mr. Udotong, how are you, sir? Good afternoon. Okay, you are muted. You are muted.
You are all welcome. Thanks so much. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So before you joined, I just shared the video will be available. It's a business meeting. And of course, for all that is here, you're going to have the video. And the whole essence is for us to be able to see where we are going. We have slaved for this project to start, and we just want a good base across Africa. Let me also, okay, Moses is also here. That's my son. He just done his software engineering from Cyprus University, Cyprus International University, and he just graduated. So he's been back. He's also core on this project, and he also is the World Summit. He's also a World Summit Youth Ambassador for Nigeria. So Moses, what do you think? If you saw the presentation, for which I know you've been a part of.
It's been a journey to carve out the old architecture, but I'm sure that we are definitely heading in the right direction. It's been really good. It's been really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. That's some encouragement there. And in the house, I have Mr. Roland. Roland is behind development, and we've been on for months. And I know for me, if I don't get my perfection, we can't go live. And that is why we had to challenge Roland to share what we have got. And before I will bring in Mr. Roland, I want to take us a bit back on one of the scales of these AI labs. I want to share with you the final declaration as declared by the OCAM. OCAM is actually the observatory of all digital communications at the United Nations, and we just had the 23rd Info Poverty World Conference just last month. And my contribution at the UN headquarters this year sealed the entire process of almost 10 years. And that is why I am very confident of running the AI labs across Africa with the model that we have put together. Permit me to just share, what's it called? Okay, great. Okay, great. I've seen that. Permit me to share my my screen once more. I want to share with you the final bits of the Info Poverty World Conference. If you can see the new screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Let me stop and start again in case that was not. So here, I'll drop it maybe after the meeting. Perhaps I could drop the file in the message or in the chat box for you to have a copy of it. This was the final declaration. This came in on the 22nd of May, and the program was held on the 12th of April at the UN headquarters. The declaration came up a month after. And this is just to let you know the documentation and the acceptance of this project in the OCAM at the UN has been completely sealed and is now a project that we can run anywhere, but then we are limiting it to Africa as it were. I'm sure you'll be able to go through all this, but then let me just share a part I want you to see. As you can see in the full message here, the areas that concerns us and our projects, I want to just read in the course of this meeting. Okay, right. On this group, to attain these objectives, they had a list of a lot of other things. I'm sure you're going to go through this, but then this just goes to confirm that at this point, you can see some of us who have contributed, earnestly for this, that with an increasing number of people employing digital technologies and AI, the value of education and training at all levels underscores the necessity to socially and economically invest in digital infrastructure, services, and innovative solutions to democratize quality education and digital literacy, equipping everyone with adequate skills to reduce the existent gaps in language, accessibility, and affordability of services. The UN Millennium Village of Sabina in Madagascar constitutes a pilot instance where such services have been activated in the past and shall be renewed for the community development. I've been part of this process for almost 10 years, and these are part of the outcomes. And my Innovationbed Africa is actually something that is taking Nigeria to now join the EU Horizon program, the EWA Belt project. This is the first time Nigeria will be joining some part of other African countries to be, and that is the confirmation at this point. And later on, you will be able to, particularly, let me search for AI labs directly. Okay, so that in here, at this subtopic here, we have Innovationbed AI Labs ecosystem for sustainable development in Nigeria. So this is a crux of the whole thing, that Innovationbed AI Labs bets a multidisciplinary career transformation platform, nurturing an ecosystem of young innovators to fast-track inclusive and ethical AI for development, bridging rural-urban Nigeria by the Programmers Foundation. So this in itself, for me, is great that this has already been documented and is taken in, and the next is for us to get on the field. And this is why I really need very serious-minded partners, and so that we can actually drive this transparently and drive this, and we all will jointly, like for instance, every April we are bound and we have the opportunity of accessing the United Nations to be able to share the story. This is where we have started from. This is where we are, and here are the beneficiaries, and these reports are expected back at the UN headquarters every April. And this is why I'm happy that we've been able to scale this, and we are actually at this point. So you will permit me to now identify my developer in the person of Mr. Roland. And before he starts, let me just want to hear from him. Roland, what do you think about the AI Labs project? How has it been, and what do you even think? Before you are talking about its development, what do you think the program will be like in the end?
Okay. All right. So I have been looking through the flow of the AI Lab project, and I see it as something that will be innovative. Why? Because looking at it and what I've been hearing about it, is going to be giving youths practical skill that they can use for making impact in the society. So the AI lab is something that really innovate and really make good impact.
Okay, all right. Okay, good to hear from you. But then first is that we have not done a final implementation on the server for this project. But for purpose of this meeting, you can just share with us briefly what the project does directly. So that is what that's what we want you to permit us to do or achieve now. And at this point, you will be able to share your screen, and please just lead us. We want to see the role of the student side, want to see the role of the facilitator, want to see the role of the sponsor. And of course, we now know, of course, there's a back end for internal management, like all those contents that we are sharing are still temporary. We still have to clean up and now begin to build the contents for the project when we are starting. But just give us a fair idea of the process. Thank you.
Okay. I believe we all can hear me.
Yes, very well. You are audible.
Can hear you.
Okay, so this is the let's say the home page of the Innovation AI Labs. So we go on at the nav, we have about us, contact us, resources. Of course, this will be content that users who come to visit the Innovation AI Labs project will be able to get useful information about and what the project is about. Then we have different regions that will be where this partnership for AI labs will be holding. Of course, this data, we've not really filled them yet, as we are still in the process of testing. We have not gone live. Then we also have the registration and login section. So if we go over we can see introduction to the AI labs. And we have some core topics we would like to focus on, or categories. And some of our courses that will be added will be displayed here. Of course, these are just test data. We are not live yet, so we've not given it the appropriate data that will be here yet. Then we're going to have sponsors. So those who sponsor the AI lab program, their profiles will be here, so that whoever comes to this platform will be able to see those that are sponsoring and pushing it forward. Then, of course, we're going to have the testimonials of the students who have started using the program, and this is just the footer of it. Then we have the about section, so it's more of details about the AI labs, introduction, our mission, and we have our vision and also core values. Then lastly, the testimonials of students.
Okay.
Then we have the contact us section.
Okay. While I actually wanted to see the feel of the registrations, that is the text, the feel of the registrations, I would ask just wish everybody, let us just log out so that I can just update and we come back again, because I'm sure we have just about 5 minutes so that we're not truncated. I know the Zoom, I really don't what we call it, do I say subscribe if I don't have major programs ongoing. But I'm sure very soon, because I know these things are coming up very soon. That's when I hope to repeat my subscriptions, because these things really they actually eat a lot of money. You know, when these things are in dollars, so it's not funny. It's only when I'm busy on events I want to resume subscription. So we'll just step out a little bit. And okay, and now, Mr. Roland, you will now be able to share a student's profile, share a facilitator's profile, and of course, share what we do when students is to pay for a course, or perhaps request for grants from sponsorship, people who have funded, so they promoted the program with some sponsorship. They can now you know, be able to do a few things, and that's part of what we want to see as we just come in briefly. And I think we'll be able to give a report soon after that. Let me just stop the event now, and we can log in again, please. Thank you.
Okay.
You can stop the screen. You can stop sharing. Okay. I'm trying to reclaim host. Okay. So I can end.